Yeah, so it's one of them days where I'm gonna be running around all day. So I'm just kind of like,
I think you got your mind turning there a little bit.
I should have done a made bus of the U like where you wake up early in the morning, do my walk, and help me out, Lord.
True. I don't know, man. I'm just an early riser. Period. The military actually is a part of that reason.
Mm-hmm.
But normally, I think I may have shared it with you before. There was an old military army commercial back in the days. We do more before 9 o'clock than most people do all day.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes, those moments in which we had is like, man, we got a lot done,
Mm-hmm.
and it's only 10 o'clock. It's like we got a full day of work in already.
Yeah.
But for me, obviously, it has slowed down quite a bit. But a lot of things I get done.
Mm-hmm.
My personal time, my exercise, and usually my day is gone by midday. I can probably finish everything, depending on what's going on. But yeah.
No, it's that's true. That's true. And it's been a while. Like when I was at the pawn shop, I was constantly waking up, early, and even when I quit, I still had that routine. My body would just wake up and
Oh yeah.
I'd jump up, take a shower, and I'd be ready. I'm like sitting there, like, okay, what do I do now? Kind of deal. But throughout the years, I guess my body adjusted to
Of course,
schedule or
man.
schedule.
That definitely happens, man. That
Mhm.
definitely happens. Yeah, but yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's for sure. Let's see here. Whenever you're ready, my man. You
All
want
right. So
you can start it off.
all right, guys, welcome back for I don't know what episode we're on now, but we're just gonna call it the Christmas episode.
We'll call it that. That is it.
So today we're gonna be talking about Christmas, guys. It's gonna be a Christmas with a little twist. We're not gonna be talking about the lights and music and cookies and getting fat. Although all that's good, it's good. Don't trust me. We don't want to dismiss that. It's good to be with family, and it's good to able to help other people out around this time of year that need it.
For sure.
But we're talking about a different version of Christmas, the actual reason for Christmas, what it really means, what Christmas is all about, and what it demands from us. But like I said, we don't want to take it away. We're still gonna be ourselves, and we're still gonna have fun with it. We're not gonna be so much of a sermon, but more of hey, we're gonna let you know what it says in the book.
For sure. So when they think about Jay, I know one of the scriptures that you had placed on our agenda was Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6 and 7. Let's just kind of start with the context, and then we can just kind of build from there. It says this: For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government will be upon his shoulder, and his name will be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Man, that says a lot within itself.
Mm-hmm.
So Jay, let's just kind of, since we set that scripture there, let's talk about the things that you've put down in black and white to help build that and help that make sense to those that are listening.
Yeah. So all those names they gave him from the beginning, those aren't just nicknames. Those are they mean something. They're powerful. They're not soft titles. Like once again, Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God. He's a baby.
Yeah, that's right.
He's a baby. He has no. You don't know what he's gonna look like in the future. Mary didn't know. His mother didn't know what stature. Because if you think a mighty guy is gonna stand there, 6-pack, bold.
True.
He wasn't like that.
No.
He was a Prince of Peace. These names were given to him from a baby sitting there. and they were declared over him. That's the good
That's for
part about it,
sure.
you know.
That's for
And
sure.
that's one thing I always do. You declare this over your kids. You declare things like this. Of course, you don't call them mighty God, or, you
Right,
know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
But you
right.
declare, you know, that hey, they're going to be leaders and not followers. They're going to
That's
be
for
the head
sure.
and not the
That's for
tail.
sure.
You know, and when you do this from infants, even now I still do this, but
Mm-hmm.
from infants, it gets instilled in them, and you just keep on every day. Hey, you're smart, you're intelligent, you can do this, and they go in that way. They live that
Yeah.
life, you
Well,
know.
that's true, man. And that's
Mm-hmm.
something. When I read that scripture, uh, for us to bring understanding, know the context of it. Isaiah is writing to Judah during political instability, fear, and failed leadership. The people didn't need comfort, they needed a righteous authority. And God doesn't announce a therapist, he announces a king.
Mm-hmm.
As you were alluding to, you know, at this moment he's still it's a baby, it's an infant, but God is setting the stage. See, it isn't a baby in a manger. Isaiah uses the royal language, as Jay mentioned. Government on his shoulders means authority, responsibility, and rule. From the start, Jesus is revealed as a leader who carries weight, political and personal. For us, this means leadership isn't about control, it's about carrying weight. Men avoid responsibilities today, not because they can't lead, but because they don't want the weight that comes with it. If nothing rests on your shoulders, you're not leading, you're drifting. So it comes when we talk about men, when we talk about Macho Ranch, Men 2.0, it really it really helps us as men transition
Mm-hmm.
into a place where authority is there, where we have to govern our homes, govern our marriage, govern our children, being able to lead them in the right way. As you mentioned earlier, how we're able to instill some things into our children
Mm-hmm.
when they're younger. They need somebody to follow. And that's where we come in at as
Mm-hmm.
fathers.
Yeah,
We want them, we want to be able to give them an example. We want to be able to
absolutely.
show them a roadmap to where they can move into those spaces and places and be the best that they can be in society. So,
Yeah,
so what else? How you want to
absolutely.
build up on that, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, when you say the weight on your shoulders, I mean, a lot of men do carry a lot of weight. You know,
Mm-hmm.
us as men, we do carry um, in the back of our heads, you know, in the back of our minds, you know, man, we got to get this done. Oh
Yeah.
man, these bills are coming up,
Yeah.
or so and so, you know. And then there's if you have sons, then okay, am I doing the right? Am I doing enough? Am I
Yeah.
doing it right? You know, if I'm teaching them right, but that's a lot of weight to carry as men, you know. And yeah, there are some that just don't want that
Yeah.
responsibility. They don't want that weight on them, and unfortunately, that's why there's a lot of single mothers out there,
Correct.
you
Correct.
know.
Yes, man. I remember when I was much younger and when I was dating my wife, things were getting serious.
Mm-hmm.
She already had a little boy at the time. And I'm saying to myself, if I want to take this relationship beyond just dating to marriage, that in itself comes with a responsibility.
Oh yeah.
I had to have the mind frame, the mindset that says, okay, what am I going to do to help ensure that I'm able to take care of a family?
Mm-hmm.
So that was my thought process. Okay, what else I'm going to do? I'm working two jobs. I was going to school, but what else was it there that I can do? And so the military came to mind. I
Mm-hmm.
said, well, I didn't really want to commit fully full time at that moment.
Yeah.
And when I began to look at being a reservist or the National Guard, I says that still wouldn't be enough. So that's when I decided, you know what, I'm going to go full time military. And taking that route, I'm saying, okay, I get paid on the 1st and the 15th, so I have steady income.
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to add um, Dwayne and Kim to the a health benefit plan, so they have benefits, dental benefits, life insurance. So now I said, okay, that's being able to be a provider,
Mm-hmm.
but not knowing the full scope of it. There was so much more that was on my shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have this young child that I have to father. I didn't know how to father.
Mm-hmm.
I now transitioned from boyfriend, fiance to husband. I didn't know how to be a husband
And to father.
and to father at the same time. So once again, we look at that. We look at that responsibility,
Mm-hmm.
and man, that really shaped me from the perspective of they're counting on me.
Yeah.
And I learned over time and gleaning from others that were before me. And a lot of the people that were before me were other individuals in the military
Mm-hmm.
that I kind of watched how they navigate and took care of their families. Because by this time, I'm married, I'm away from home, so I didn't have family members around me to watch.
Mm-hmm.
It was other men doing what I'm trying to do or
Yeah.
trying to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So man, it carries the weight, and we want to make sure that we're doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I made a lot of mistakes.
Oh, I did too.
I made a lot of mistakes
I did
of being
too.
a father and being a husband,
Definitely.
but the goal was to never repeat it
Mm-hmm.
and to move forward. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's good. That's really good. I mean, I sort of look at fatherhood and as being a husband and provider almost like a badge of honor. You
Mhm.
know, I don't understand why men wouldn't want that. You know,
Right,
that's
yeah.
something to brag about.
It
That,
is.
in my eyes, that's a huge flex for all y'all millennials and Gen Zs nowadays. You know,
Right, right.
that's a huge flex. If you want to flex on somebody, provide for your family. Be the
Wow,
man.
yeah.
Step up. Provide for your family.
That's good, yeah.
That's a bigger flex than anything you can do. Any kind of flashing money or your cars. That's all fine and handy. But if your bills are paid, your wife's good, your kids are good, hey, you know,
Yeah.
that in itself is a huge. It should be like a huge honor in my eyes. You know, for a man to be able to do that and be like, look what I've accomplished. Not all by myself,
Of course, of
you know, of
course,
course.
of
You
course.
need God in all of this.
You definitely do. You definitely do.
Not by my hands, but God's hands. Hey, look what we've accomplished in life. It might not be a mansion, and we might not have all this and that. That's fine. But I'm
Mhm.
here. My family's healthy. My kids are healthy. Bills are paid. And we might have a little extra over for, you know,
Of course,
whatever.
definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, definitely, man.
That's a badge of honor, man. I think so. And then on top of that, you're military. You know, that's even you get more respect.
Man.
You know,
Man,
But yeah.
but even in that, Jay, yes, I think the military has helped groom and shape me in many ways that a regular job could not do, at least from my experience. I'm more sure there are organizations out there
Yeah.
that has that type of militant discipline type atmosphere, but it has helped me become the man I am today. And if I had to do it over again, I would. I would, just because of how I'm able to live and enjoy my life and being able to see how what I instill in my children and see them live it out today. And that's something, man. And as you mentioned, a badge of honor as being a husband and a father. That says a lot, man. When you're in your right place as a husband and a father, other people see that. They see how you and your wife may interact or how you interact with your children, whether they're disciplined, they're well mannered, they're doing well in school. Children are gonna be children. They're gonna have their moments.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they look back and they just look from a distance and see how it's a stable family that deal with everything everybody else has to deal with.
Yeah.
And sometimes when people look from afar, they only see highlights of the things that are working well, but they're not behind the closed doors.
Yeah.
They're not in those intimate moments where things are not always going so well, when you're having a disagreement with your spouse or you're having to discipline your children. You know, that's where real life really happens. They may see the outcome after those conversations in situations has happened, but they don't see those moments. And I believe some men struggle with that.
Yeah.
They struggle with knowing the nut and bolts of marriage. They struggle with the nut and bolts of fatherhood. And that can also look for as the wife too,
Yeah.
of not knowing what, being that wife, what that really looks like, or being a mother, what that really looks like, and those challenges in which they face. Because as you alluded to earlier, there are a lot of women raising children without the fathers.
Yeah.
So guess what? Now they find themselves doing dual roles,
Yeah.
and that can be hard for them.
I think it's even harder because us as men, if we don't have someone, like you just said, someone to look up to and be like, okay, that's a father figure right there. And the woman definitely doesn't know internally how to be a man.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And then she doesn't have a role model. That's even harder. I think.
Challenging.
Yeah, it's very
Definitely
challenging. It's extremely challenging. And so come a point where you said where your kids see you, funny deal. So we're told Micah, we're like, hey, why don't you come with us? Let's go out. We're gonna go find some clothes or whatnot. And he's just at that stage where he's like, no, I don't want to be around mom and dad right now. And we're like, what's wrong with us? I thought we're pretty cool.
Right.
They're like, no, you act like y'all just boyfriend and girlfriend. Y'all like newlyweds. I'm like, dude, we've been together for 20 something years.
Yeah.
I'm like, I take that as a
That's
positive
good.
statement. I don't.
That's
look at it
good.
bad.
And it's good how he sees you all as boyfriend and girlfriend. That speaks to the youthfulness. That speaks to the joy, the passion. That's right. That's right. That you all still carry.
Yeah.
Because there are so many marriages that has put a couple of decades in, and it doesn't look like that anymore. They don't have that excitement, that joy, that passion. They don't have that enthusiasm of or being in the company of each other. Yeah. It's like they're at one side of the table, the other side of the table. One is in the bedroom, one is in the room, and not to say that those separating moments cannot happen, because you do need your me time.
Yeah.
But that has become the norm, where you go do your thing, I'm gonna do my thing, and they're slowly drifting apart. And from, once again, my wife and I, we're on almost 3.5 decades. And so if I really look at the amount of years that we've been married, I would probably say it seems like about 20. It doesn't seem like it's approaching 34. But being able to have those conversations along the way.
Yeah.
Being able to have those moments of praying along the way. Having those moments of communicating as life change, life shifts, career changes, health changes, family dynamics changes. Now we're in a phase of our lives where our parents are getting of age. And now we're having to tend to them and their needs. Guess what? That affects a marriage. Now your attention is not only on just you and your spouse, because your children are older and adults. Now you're having to care and tend to your parents as they're getting older in any time and space. So man, the dynamics of a relationship, especially when it comes to a marriage, it goes up and down, man.
Oh yeah.
It's a journey, and
Definitely.
we have to learn as men our role when those moments adjust. And I'm not going to say it's easy, because I've never been married 34 years before. So that means I am still learning.
Yeah.
Though I have been married that amount of time, I am learning every day of what that looks like. And even with adult children, in which I am thankful that they are still a part of my wife and I's life, to where we have time to still invest, a chance to listen, a chance to watch and see them grow into their own family dynamics. So yeah, man.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
If we move to our next section, it talks about in Matthew 2, 1 and 2. Let me go there for a brief moment here while you guys bear with us here. Matthew 2, 1 and 2. It says this. Now, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and have come to worship him. Wow. I'm going to give a little context to that one. These men mattered because Matthew includes them on purpose. They're Gentiles, they're outsiders, and yet recognizing something about a religious leader, in reference to a religious leader. So when we think about that, when we think about what is transpiring here, these are wise men. They had a hunger, as you alluded here, Jay. You said they had a hunger and a hunger to move.
Yeah.
They crossed borders, risked reputation, spent resources to pursue truth. And as men, the question is asking for us, are we as men pursuing truth? Let's park there for a brief moment, Jay. Thinking about that. Let's build on that. What are some of your thoughts?
Yeah. So these, as you say, they risked a lot. They risked, their reputation. You know, they crossed borders. When they say wise man, is nowadays, I my brain always goes back to a movie where it's like old mobsters.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, these are wise men. Like,
got it right.
that's a wise man. But no, these were different kind of men. I honestly, I haven't read this and really dug into it. But yeah, I mean, for the, one, yeah, they were wise, and then two, they had to be 110% certain in my eyes.
Right.
I put myself in their shoes. Say me and two of my boys, okay, guys, this is a star that we've been waiting for.
Right.
We got to cross. We got to
Definitely.
We're in Texas. Okay, we got to go to New York. We got to cross all these borders. We don't have cars. We got
no, you
we
don't.
gotta walk.
No, you don't, man. You don't have any cars, man.
That's a big journey. That you have to have 110% knowing, hey, who you're going to go see. You're going to see the King of Kings.
Yes.
It's going to be a baby, but you're going to go see him. You got to be certain, to do that, because then you think about it, they're there, then they got to come back.
Oh yeah, they got to come. They definitely got to come back. They definitely got to come back.
So yeah, I mean, for them to go over there and recognize that this is who's born,
yes,
to us, and then bring them gifts on top of that, that speaks a lot about them.
It does. It does. Man, it's as husbands, as fathers, when we think about we're searching for understanding of how to be a man, and we're searching for understanding of how to be a father. We have to be willing to go the distance. And sometimes it's not a cookie cutter process for any of us. As I shared before, I didn't know how to be a father. I didn't know how to be a husband. So I surrounded myself around those that were husbands. I surrounded myself around those that were fathers. Now everyone had their own way of doing things. But what I was able to do, I was able to learn from them.
Mm-hmm.
And not only, now keep in mind, the military took me from multiple states. So I had an opportunity to be influenced by so many different men.
Oh yeah.
So it went from being in Oklahoma to Hawaii to Texas
Wow.
to Colorado. Now, while I'm in these different places, we are also a part of these other different churches and ministries.
Mm-hmm.
So now there's another side to it where I'm also learning. I'm learning it from men and women and men that are of God. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm learning what I need to learn to raise my children. You know, the word tells us to raise our child in the way that they should go. So when they are older, they will not depart.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, I need to know what that looks like. You know, I want to be able to discipline my children without crushing their spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want them to be fearful of me as being a father, but I want them to understand that, hey, that's my dad. I have to respect him.
Mm-hmm.
And as they get older, they understand that translates into I need to honor my father and honor my mother, that my days might be longer. And so, being able to nurture them and groom them into where they need to be sometimes takes us places where we're not always willing to go.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it, as you mentioned, with Macho Ranch, we have this ego as men. I'm strong, I'm in charge, I'm dominant, they're going to listen to me.
Yeah.
I believe those things are earned.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we might be men and we may be the breadwinner of the family, there are still ways in being able to do that, to nurture our family into them honoring us versus being afraid of us.
Yeah.
That's two different things. There.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, you can lead with the iron fist, but you only get so far into
Mm-hmm.
their lives, into your kids' lives.
Mm-hmm.
If you do lead with the fist and hey, you're gonna do what I tell you to do, and that's it. By the time they get of age, they had enough of it, and you know what?
And either they're gonna rebel.
Absolutely.
They may rebel. They may rebel, and they may act out.
Mm-hmm.
Issues at school, whether it's with their education or whether it's with their behavior. Excuse me. And that's for both the young men and the young women.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've seen growing up, when some fathers are not um, really tender towards their daughters and really caring for them,
Yeah.
the daughters find themselves in the arms of knuckleheads.
Mm-hmm.
And then we wonder why they chose that one.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we as fathers didn't do our due diligence in reference to that.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you on that. If the father would be, hey, this is one, show an example how you treat your wife.
Correct.
He treats his wife good and doesn't shame her in front of people or doesn't put her down and always speaks life into her. And then he does that as well as to the daughter. She's gonna expect that when she gets older. She's gonna expect that from her future husband or from a guy.
Definitely.
And anything other than that falls short, and like, you know what, I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen what a good marriage is. I've seen the way a guy should treat a woman, and you're not giving that to me. And she would have the right mind on her and be like, you know what, I don't need you. I don't need that.
Yeah, that's so true, man.
This is not what God's best for me.
That's true, man.
Definitely.
I would say when we was back in Colorado, we spent almost half our life there. At least I would say myself. And that was from what? My late 20s until I was 50. That's how long we were there. And
that's a good chunk.
Yeah, it is a good chunk. And I can recall we were a part of a few different ministries there. And our children were young and they were growing up, but we had some other family members that was a part of the congregation, and we really had a very close bond.
Yeah.
And there were some mothers who they had some single mothers that had children. And another friend of mine, another minister within the church itself, and a few other men, and all of us was military or prime military, one way or the other. And we started not intentionally adopting those kids in a sense of, hey, have them come over to the house, spend time with them. And so they were able to experience some father, some fatherhood like figures in their lives. And before you know it, they started calling us uncle.
Unc,
Uncle. Yeah. And I kid you not,
Yeah.
to this day, if we see them here or speak to them, they're saying Uncle Marlon. And that lets me know of the impression that us as men at that time had in their lives. You know, because we treated them just as we treated our own children.
Yeah.
And it says something. And I'm talking about they're now 35, 40 years old right now.
Wow.
Some of them weren't, I wasn't that much older than them, but they're calling us uncle. And I'm very appreciative of it because it says something of a connection. And there are many single mothers out there is looking for a fatherhood type for their children. And maybe for you, some of you men that's out there, some of you husbands, some of you fathers, and maybe you're there for your children. But maybe there's a mother or mothers out there that is looking for something like that in their family. And maybe you're the one. Maybe there's some people that's close to you that you see frequently. And you say, man, I know some families that I can be a positive influence. Because remember, the wise men were searching. They were looking. They were on a journey to find truth, to find hope. And maybe you on that journey where you say, you know what, man, I need to find purpose. I need to find something that's going to stir me up as a father. And it's not only for your own children, it's for others' children as well. So I encourage you, if you're out there, you're listening, you says, man, I want to be an influence to others as well. That's a part of it. So what do you think, Jay? What you thinking about?
Yeah. I mean, so I was reading here that the wise men weren't the only ones that knew about this.
Yeah.
It says that the religious leaders also knew about this, but they didn't come.
Yeah.
You know? And also what just came to mind right now. So people knew about Mary, that she was got pregnant without knowing a man, right? So
Correct.
so that's not something that happens every day.
Of course.
So a lot of people knew about that. And in my mind, wouldn't they want to see what that baby comes out looking like?
Right, yeah.
You know,
yeah,
like,
that's a good point you make.
You know, like in my mind, I'd be like, I'm curious to know what this baby's gonna look like because it's gonna have her traits, but who's the dad? If she never met no one,
right.
I'm curious to see. I would think people would be following her. You know, nowadays they following her.
Following around, exactly.
Okay, and hey, come on, let's. I got a room for you. Hey, I got a house for you.
Oh yeah, man.
But no, none of that happened.
Yeah, yeah. That's a way to think. I never thought about that.
That's the sad part about none of that happened. Is like she had to have him in the manger. You know, because everywhere else was already booked. All the hotels or what do they call Bethel's back? Not Bethel's. What do they call back then?
I'm not sure.
I don't remember what.
I call it the Inn, the Holiday Inn. I don't know.
You know, but the people that had influence at that time didn't show up, but these wise men did, And that speaks. That's they deserve to be part of the Bible. They came, they crossed borders, they used their own money, they risked their reputation to be like, hey, we come to serve you. We come to bow down before
Yeah.
a baby.
Hmm.
You know?
And that's something, man. As we're in this holiday Christmas seasons, and when we think about Christmas, there's
Mm-hmm.
so many things that we think about, and sometimes our priorities may not always be in the right direction.
Yeah.
As a Christian, as a believer, you know, there are many controversies around Christmas and the date of birth of Christ and all those different things. But for
Yeah.
me, I enjoy this time where I can be a blessing to others. I can enjoy family. I can enjoy friends,
Mm-hmm.
and I can think about who Christ is in my life
Yeah.
and what He's done for me. And I'm glad that He showed up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that He's here because I know my life wouldn't be what it is today without Him.
Yeah.
And all this does for me is push me back to the scriptures. It pushed me back to read about the one that has changed my life. And I use that as a moment of celebration with others and people that I love and that I care for.
Mm-hmm.
And so, man, um, I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful that I have an opportunity to be able to just experience the goodness of God in today's climate that we are experiencing.
Oh
Because
yeah.
every day somebody is not here.
Mm-hmm. That is so true. That is so true. I mean, it's it's a celebration, and a lot of people aren't able
Yeah,
to do it.
yeah, that's
You
so
know.
true. That's so true. And you look at it even from a perspective of gratefulness and just being thankful.
Mm-hmm.
We spoke about this some time ago because this season could put a lot of pressure on people where they feel like they have to go buy all of these presents and all of these gifts for our family to appreciate us, especially as men.
Yeah.
We find ourselves maybe working extra hours, picking up side jobs, and doing all these things for the smile of our kids when they wake up in the morning on
Yeah.
Christmas Day, to open up the gifts and laughter, and there's nothing wrong with that. We've done that many years
Mm-hmm.
in times past, but there were times where we couldn't do that.
Oh, I've been
You
there.
know,
Oh yeah.
that did not make me less than a father.
No.
You know,
No.
and as our
You
children,
may feel like it.
it may feel, oh yeah, you feel like it.
Yeah.
You feel like it, especially you look outside and you see kids riding their bikes and on their skates, and your kids, you were unable to provide that.
Yeah.
And you may feel
Mm-hmm.
less than. But as our children were getting older, we began to explain it to them, the understanding of this season,
Mm-hmm.
that it's not about the gifts on this one particular day.
Yeah.
It's about the Lord being a blessing to us all year long,
Mm-hmm.
and the things that He's provided for us all year long. And we take this time to celebrate and enjoy with family. And so those years that we couldn't do that, they understood. And now they have an opportunity. Now they have their own children,
Mm-hmm.
and they will lead their children in a way that they believe they need to be led.
Yeah.
And so I'll just share with some men that's out there. And I know Christmas, that day is coming, and you want to be able to provide and do certain things for your family, and you may not be able to do that. Don't beat yourself up. If you've loved and you've done the best you can all year long, this one day is not going to change.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, whatever your situation or circumstance may be, love your family like you never loved them before. Do not allow one day define you.
Exactly.
And this may be even for mothers too. You're a single mother,
Mm-hmm.
your father or fathers of your children are not there, and they may not have shown up, but you did.
Yeah.
Be the best mother that you can be. And there may be others in your circle that might be inviting you to their homes or asking you, hey, how can we be a blessing to your family? Let's not be prideful at this moment. Take some of those invitations because that could be the Lord actually showing you who He is. Because it doesn't always have to come to you or from you in that saying, but it may come through others and coming from the Lord. So I want you all to be encouraged. Because as we got older with our own family, there were different moments I say, look, we're not buying anybody gifts. Look, it's not about the gift. Look, you're grown, you have jobs, you can buy what you want at any given time. Exactly. And we told them, even for us, look, I'm not looking for nothing under the tree. Mm-hmm. I'm just glad that I'm breathing. Yeah. And if I wanted to get anything for myself, I can do that at any given time. Mm-hmm. And so, man, it's just about perspective.
And that takes a lot of pressure off of them too. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to go out there. Oh my gosh, we were out there, and we tried to do it early, and it was madness. It was chaos out there. I'm just like, oh man, so let's just do this and that, Yeah. And then I just seen a video, and it just reminded me. So a guy was asking his two boys, and they were probably around. One was probably a teenager, though. The other one was probably around 10 years old. What'd you get last year for Christmas? They had no idea.
Wow. Couldn't remember.
They could not remember.
Wow. That's interesting.
So we're out here going to these stores and fighting people for things, on Black Friday to get a deal. So your kids won't remember 365 days later what they had last Christmas.
Man, that's interesting.
And then we're putting all this pressure on us and be like, oh, we need to, get this, we need to get that. Oh, he really wants this. And okay, let me charge this card, and so I pay it off throughout the year. And it's just, man, it's just too much. And like you said, I've been there too, where, we looked at each other and we're like, we'll get the boys something.
Right, yeah.
Us, hey, we have a house, bills are paid. Mm-hmm. I'm good with that,
That's true.
I'm good. And that's part of being a man. And you're like, no, I need something for Christmas. Like, no, come on, man.
No.
Especially if you're doing stuff throughout the year. Hey,
of course,
more power to you.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. And that's it. At the end of the day, man, and this is as being a father. This is 23. I was a father at 21, at least taking on that responsibility. So that's been almost like 30, 34, 35 years as a father. Mm-hmm. I've learned so much. I've adjusted so much. So you might be that early father just a few years in.
Yeah.
And you have this goal or thought process, or maybe you're 15, 20 years in. I'm not sure. Maybe you're a late father. You're a father at 40. I don't know, whatever the case may be.
Thinking about being a father.
You know what? Yes, we have great responsibilities. But let not the world put more demand on us than we need to.
Yeah.
With all of the influences that are out here, Jay, if we really stay focused on those things, we would always feel less than a man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because we're not measuring up to someone else's standard. Don't look at your neighbors. Don't look at other people and compare yourselves to them. Because somebody always going to have more. Doesn't matter.
For real.
Somebody always going to have bigger, faster. It's going to always be that. But I would say this, as a Christian, as a believer in Christ, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all those things will be added. Matthew 6:33. Put Christ first, and he will help guide you, lead you, and all those other things will be added. And it's not always material things that he's adding.
Oh, no.
He's adding courage.
Yeah.
He's adding discipline. He's adding being a man of valor. He's adding being consistent. showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be any of these fathers out there that has a child that we're not tending to, we're not caring for. Or as we know, we got these, you got a few baby mamas,
Mm-hmm.
out there. It's like, no, if we have taken the responsibility or we're man enough to have that moment
Mm-hmm.
with these women, and out of that comes a child, then we need to man up.
Oh, absolutely. Even if y'all don't get along,
Exactly.
even if it was just a one night thing, you're like, you know what, I couldn't help it, or whatever the case may be, whatever happened, and y'all try to work it out, and y'all couldn't. You still got responsibilities.
You still have the responsibility.
You still got a responsibility until that baby is 18 years old plus. Even then,
Yes.
be a man and be like, look, I'm going to take care of my responsibility, because that's sweet. It is yours. You get in there, you be a man, be in that kid's life as much as the wife will let you. I mean, the mother will let you. And if that's all you're gonna be to him is dad on the side, be the best dad on the side you can be.
Right. Yeah. That's true, man. That is true.
Because I think a lot of these guys, I don't even want to call them men, they find the easy way out. Like, oh, she don't want me in her life, I'm out.
He's out. Yeah.
No, you know what I'm saying? She don't want you in her life, but the kid's gonna want you in your life.
Yeah. Gonna need you in their lives.
Exactly. It's gonna need you in there.
And that's we just see that too often.
Yeah.
We see that too often. And I'm very thankful. At least I would say for my oldest son that he's married.
Mm-hmm.
And he has 4 children. And his wife had a son, prior to them being married.
Mm.
And I just I say, man, how'd that happen, Lord? I did that with him.
Wow. I just thought about that. Yeah.
Now he's doing that himself.
With his family. Wow.
And it just amazes me. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. Kim and I, we had him and we had 3. And he married his wife, had 1, and he had 3. That just baffles me.
Yeah.
My wife and I have 2 boys, 2 girls. He has 2 boys and 2 girls. Man, we could not have made that up. We could have written that awesome. In that. And so I watch him.
That's awesome.
Care for his son that is not his. Mm-hmm. And he's the oldest. It just amazes me how that happened. And I commend him for doing that.
Well, you had a good role model.
Thank you, my man.
I mean, if you weren't there to step up,
yeah,
and Kim would have went on years by herself, this would have been a totally different outcome.
Different outcome. Different outcome. And there are many men out there like that.
Oh, yeah.
That has taken on the responsibilities to father someone else's child. Mm-hmm. And their actual fathers are still in the picture.
Yeah.
Alongside that stepfather, which is a great picture to let people know that it can work.
Yeah.
And for those who have taken on that sole responsibility, I commend you.
Yeah.
And those mothers, when those men step up, allow them to lead that child as well. Mm-hmm. Because I would be as transparent. Once again, I didn't know how to be a father. Mm-hmm. And so all that my son knew at that time was his mother. Mm-hmm. And so early on in those phases of trying to be that father and to provide some type of discipline, that didn't go well initially.
No.
Because all he knew was his mom.
Yeah.
So when I start to provide some direction, guidance, discipline, he'll go run to his mom. Mom, Dad, but Marlo said this, Marlo said that. And that got under my skin after a while.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest.
Oh yeah. No,
I'm saying,
I can
hold on
imagine.
now, hold
Yeah.
on now. I'm taking this. I'm assuming this responsibility, not because I had to, because I wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm for help providing, putting food on the table, and all these other things that goes along with caring for a home. We got to have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
He has to know that I will provide some guidance and some direction, and he has to listen. And so that was something that Kim and I had early on, very early on in our marriage, to where he had to understand, my son had to understand that, hey, Marlo is going to tell you, he's going to give you some direction, and you have to listen.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not listening, he also going to give you discipline too.
Mm-hmm.
And so we established that early on, not intentionally, but the situation arose to where we had to have that
You
conversation.
had to. Yeah.
And once again, mothers, you may bring this man into your home and he's now providing. We're going to have to establish some ground rules of how that individual will is not only help providing, but how they also would offer discipline as well.
Yeah.
And so it does call for some conversations
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
early on, as soon as possible, of what that's going to look like, because that's going to help keep peace in your home.
Yeah. And he has to earn it.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah.
He has to earn it. He has to earn that spot in the family. He has to earn the love from the kid.
Oh, definitely.
He can't go in there and just start demanding things off the
Of
rip.
course.
And be
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
I'm dad now. You know, you're gonna call me dad. It don't work that way, bro.
No,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? It does not
You
work
have to
that way.
establish trust.
Yes.
The child or children have to know, like, as you mentioned, has to know that you love them,
Mm-hmm.
you really care for them, and
You're
that
doing it
doesn't
for their
happen
good.
overnight.
No, and you're doing it for their good. You're not
Doing
doing
it for
it.
their good. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's very easy to get away from it, get your anger involved, and get emotions involved, and be like, you know, you're gonna listen to me now. Like, no,
Yeah.
you know, you got to earn that spot, and then make the guys earn it, ladies. Make them earn it. You know what I'm saying? They can work for it. You know, it's like just because he's fine, he got his money, and you're just gonna let him in. Like that's one of the worst
No.
things you
Yeah.
can do.
Yeah. So, Jay, honestly, this session's been pretty good, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm glad, how, we have a base, but then we allow it to just allow it to flow how it needs to
Yeah,
flow, how it needs to flow.
absolutely.
And
I know we got a little off the Christmas track
yeah,
here,
yeah,
but it's still all intertwined because
yeah,
at the end of the day, whether you're a stepdad or you're a maternal dad, you're still gonna come together at
right.
Christmas time.
Yeah, you're going to
You
come
know,
together.
and hopefully it's on good terms. Hopefully, everyone wants to see each other. It's not just like, oh, we gotta go see
Correct,
them, you know.
correct.
But
And that's true, man.
we're tying it all together. We'll tie it off.
Yeah, at the end of the day, man, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, we are in this very festive season that we're in,
Yeah.
and it's everywhere. It's when you're driving, it's in every store you go to, you're going to hear some music, you're going to see some decorations.
Yeah.
You may visit some homes and people have their tree up and they got all type of things that's there. It's all around us.
Mm-hmm.
But let us enjoy it. Let us embrace it. For whatever your belief may be, it's a time of celebration, it's a time of fun, it's a time of just being together with one another. And
Yeah.
as husbands, as fathers, as families, let's embrace it. Let's embrace it.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say these will be some of my final words, Jay, for men, for women. Let us not be afraid. If there are conversations we may need to have, let us have them. If there's adjustments that we have to make, let us adjust them. Let us make those adjustments. If there are people in your lives that's no longer bringing value, maybe it's time to change them. Or maybe there's these new individuals that you see that could be potentially good friends. Welcome them in. Let us be open to whatever that might be, for us as individuals. Because I know I'm in a place in my life where I'm welcoming new relationships. Not to say that my past relationships were bad.
Yeah.
I'm just in a different season in my life where certain people can pour into that area or that season in my life because we might be going in the same direction. Like you and I. We're moving in a similar direction in a fraction of our life. So, okay, let's go down that lane together.
Yeah.
Some of my other friends are not in that lane. So I can't force that to happen. So I just allow it to happen.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, those are my final words. Let us be encouraged. Let us put our trust in God, put our faith in the Lord in everything that we do.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right about fear. Um, I know it's kind of odd talking about fear in the Christmas time.
Yeah,
because everyone wants to be joyful, but being a leader in your house or leadership, it can be fearful. You can be, scared because you not scared of what the kid's going to tell you or whatnot, but fear of failing.
Yeah,
Fear of not measuring up to what other people think you should be.
correct.
Or fear of what would happen if you do step up.
Right. Yeah,
because things are going to change whether you step up or you don't step up. It's still going to change. It's still going to go the way it needs to go. And just my encouragement to you guys is, look, once again, we're in the Christmas season. Christmas is a couple of days away. We're just doing this a little earlier, the Christmas episode. But don't allow all the hustle and bustle of this to influence you. If you don't have it, you don't have it.
True. Yeah, exactly.
Plain and simple. And if you have a girl next to you, or a wife, or you're just barely dating someone, and they're understanding of that,
right?
You better hold on to that. That's rare. You better hold on to that. You better hold on to it and be like, look. And if she understands, okay, hey, but throughout the year, you do show me so much love. You do get me things that I need.
Correct.
I don't need just Christmas. Yeah, it's fine and stuff, but it's not really about all the gifts, and it's more now as far as in our family, because we're so spread apart, is just coming together and enjoying each other and having breakfast and just getting fatter and fatter. You know what I'm saying? That's all it's about now. Because we're just so many. We're just so many. Like I told you, like on Thanksgiving was over almost 70 people.
That's a lot of people, Jay.
It is. So imagine trying to buy gifts for each of those kids.
Oh man, that's
And it's like, I only have two kids, two boys, and one was 20 something years old. Like, I don't even get him things that. But if you do have the means, and you're not with someone, like Marlo said, find your neighbor, or find someone that does, or get acquaintance with an organization that does that.
Yeah.
Trust me, in the long run, you'll feel better. You're going to put smiles on kids that don't have that opportunity.
For sure.
Don't have that. That's really my last messages. My last words is just don't let, like Susie tells me, or my wife tells me all the time when we're going out, especially on these stores. She goes, Jay, or babe, pack your patience. Pack your patience. It's Glock 9 millimeter. Right. But I encourage y'all to do the same thing. Y'all go out, pack your patience, especially in the Houston area. It can get overwhelming with the amount of people that are out there shopping. And the last thing we need is another father gone because he was out there shopping in some knucklehead.
Correct. Correct.
So again, from Macho Ranch and TOSO, this is the MR TOSO Experience. We'll see y'all next time.
All right. Take care now. Cool. That's all right, Mr. J, man. That's all right, man.
I like